What up,
Yo,
Keith? What's going on, bro?
shit, just got home from training, about to eat.
Damn, I thought you were gonna be in the club or something, but not today, huh?
No, training camp, baby.
That's right, man. Getting ready, huh? Fino, what up,
Man,
Fino Watson?
we got some big things coming up, man, so gotta stay ready.
Hell yeah, man, for sure, bro. How you doing tonight, though, man? Good, feeling good.
Yep, feeling like $1 million, baby.
That's what's up, man. How was your Valentine's Day, bro?
Good. We'll leave it at that. Good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so let's not get into too many details, huh?
My Valentine's Day had me burnt out and worn out today, man. I got a late start to my day.
Damn, you were like a Rockets trainer, huh? The legs, they don't get your legs weak.
Hey, I had to wake up and go chase some chickens this morning, bro.
Oh, shit. That's what's up, man. That's what's up, man. Everybody's Blake the Beast Mckernan, man. 11-0 with 6 KOs. All right, man. So, yeah, man. Fucking ready to enjoy this weekend or what?
Be honest, man, like I've been, my last fight was in November, so I've kind of been stepping out and showing my face out in the clubs and a lot of events, a lot more than usual, man. So I'm about to kind of reel things back in. Starting this weekend, man, no more going out. Got a lot of big fights coming up, man. I will be back in the ring in March. Not going to really announce details yet until I get a contract this weekend, but I'm going to be on a major TV fight in March. And, and then I got a lot of fights coming up in Vegas starting in May. And, I haven't made this announcement yet, but I just got contacted by a big modeling agency. They're going to start paying me to travel the world to do, athletic and fitness modeling. And then,
oh, shit. Nice.
I got a big movie. I got contacted by Universal Studios about a month and a half ago. Yeah, man, so I'm gonna be in theaters, man, starting early next year. But we start shooting a movie called Tunnel Vision this September and October. I'll be living out in Hollywood for a couple months. And
shit. Nice, bro. Big things.
Yeah, man. So I'll be in a movie with G-Eazy, the rapper from the Bay Area. So
yep.
Can't announce or release too much information, man. But it's about the year started off kind of slow. Had all these things in the works, but everything wasn't going to start flowing until May. So anyways, man, as of right now, just really trying to reel things back in and start getting focused on a productive and active year that I'm about to have.
That's what's up, bro. Congratulations, man, on all the success you're having, bro. You deserve it, man.
Hard work, man.
Hard work for sure, man. That's what's up, bro. Damn, movies, huh? The Beast in the movies.
Hey, man, I'm a person, after I got out of the military, I used my benefits to get a college education. And, I've always been somebody that hated school, but I always liked learning. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, one thing I've learned throughout life, man, is, if you want something bad enough, you got to go out and get it. Nothing's ever just going to be given to you. And a lot of the times if things are given to you, we're not ever going to appreciate it, right? So,
yeah.
I've read up a lot of books, man, a lot of magazines. They always say some of the most successful people in the world normally have a minimum of 3 to 5 different streams of income. So, even though I am a pro athlete, man, I would be a fool to only expect myself to just receive some type of financial gain just from fighting. There's a lot of money out there for me to start doing, things like the fitness modeling, for big companies, sports brands or whatever, doing commercials for companies, doing movies. If I'm doing one hell of a job, promoting and exposing myself all over social media. So, if I get these opportunities, I'd be a fool to pass it up, man. So,
oh, hell yeah, of course, man.
I'm looking forward to it, man.
That's what's up, bro. Like I said, congrats, man, on all the success you're having, man. Man, I just found out were you born on April 9th?
Yeah.
Damn. Same here, bro. April 9th.
Are you really?
Yeah, April 9th, baby.
Hey, that's the trip, man. That's why we get along so well. Hey, we either gonna be best friends or worst enemies, bro. What's crazy, man, is I'm the youngest of 4 kids, right?
Yeah.
And I have a brother. we were born on the exact same day, 7 years apart.
What?
Right? So my brother's birthday is April 9th, and he's 7 years older than me, man. So he's 38.
Damn, that's a trip, man. That's crazy how that works, huh?
That's crazy that your birthday is the same day, man.
Yeah, bro. I was going through I was looking up some info and going through your box record and all that good stuff, and I seen that like April 9th. That's damn. Same day as me, baby. That's what's up, man.
Hey, the day legends were born, man.
Yeah, there you go, exactly. For sure, bro.
Seeing you at the fight, though, man, I wasn't expecting on running into you.
Oh, hell yeah. Me neither, bro. I didn't even know you were going to be there. I'm like, oh, shit. Blake the Beast.
Hey, yeah, but I'm anywhere and everywhere, bro.
Yeah. Kilo showed up. Kilo the kid showed up, man, in a private jet and everything, man. He was there, too. I was like, oh, shit, he made it. Yep. It was good. It was good fights, man. Good fights. Good time for sure, man.
He showed up in a private jet. That dude lived like an hour away.
Oh, man. Yeah, no, that's what's up. It was a good fight, so, man. I had a good time, and my son was pumped, man. After that, he took a picture with Andy Vence's belt and all that good stuff. So it was a good time, man. For sure.
It was dope, man, to be there just because social media has allowed, people in industries such as mine, with pro fighting and boxing to be able to connect with so many other people from around the country and around the world, right? So, Ray Beltran, somebody that I connected through social media, and we started supporting and just kind of interacting a lot. Became really cool, man. So it was nice to actually be able to get there, meet him face to face, and we snapped a picture afterwards, and it's like we had never met in person before, but we had communicated and supported each other so much. That dude seen me, man. He just, he popped up, took a picture with me real quick. I just told him, I was happy for his success, and Andy Vincent too, man. Andy, San Jose. Me and Andy have come up in the game together a long time, man, and I would say, the last year or two we became to get a lot closer. And, a lot of people fail to remember about a little over a year ago, I tore both of my biceps, had the same injury Andy did, man. So when Andy had torn his left bicep, he had instantly reached out to me trying to get some pointers on how I recovered because, bro, I tore both of my biceps. I came back fighting only 3.5 months after my injury, which everybody was dumbfounded. They were blown away.
That's crazy.
So I gave him a lot of pointers on exercises to do and supplements, vitamins to take to get him back. And, he listened. And, unfortunately, I got to the fights a little later than expected because of traffic, and I missed his fight. But to see him win and be able to come back from a devastating injury that could have potentially ruined his career, I was very happy to see that he won. I was talking to people in the crowd, and people were kind of speculating, being like, "Oh, Andy didn't look that good," and I said, "Look, I heard from other people, after the fight, Andy looked great, and I put it to anybody like this." You can't expect to come back from a major injury and to perform or allow people to see you perform how you used to. The fact that he got back in there into the ring and overcome all the obstacles and adversity that he had from the injury. Yeah. Bro, when you get an injury like that, right, psychologically, you kind of have PTSD from the situation, right? So it's like psychologically, when you get an injury, like you're afraid of doing certain things because you potentially re-injure yourself, right? So fuck what, excuse my language, man, fuck what anybody else was saying. I'm one of those people, man, you always see me, bro. I'm a very inspirational person and spreading positivity. I love to see people overcome adversity and to do well and to be able to turn their dreams into reality. I've been a fan, a friend of Andy's for a long time, man, and to be able to see him come back from that injury the same way that I did, even though people can speculate all they want, saying that I might not have looked the best, Andy may not have looked the best. At the end of the day, motherfucker produced and got a W.
Yeah, exactly, bro.
I was happy to see it, man.
Yeah, no, for sure, bro. It's like you said, it's true, man. Like, if you get injured like that, you're gonna kind of be extra cautious because you don't want to get re-injured or So you got to kind of take it easy, but that's what people don't realize, man. You're going back in there fighting. The other guy don't care about your injury. He's not gonna,
Nobody cares, bro. You know what's
exactly.
so crazy, man, is once you get to a certain level, and not just being a pro fighter, but being a pro athlete in general, people start to pay attention to you a lot more. And it's almost, they don't care about what you have to deal with in your personal life outside of the ring. People, bro, there's a lot of pressure, man, and a lot of people, the pressure comes because regardless of what myself, Andy, anybody may have dealt with outside of the ring with injuries or within their personal life, people don't give a shit about that, bro. People are just paying and they want to see you perform. And the more, I'm only early on in my career, and a little bit further, but he's still early on in his career. But still, man, being on this stage and this platform that we've created for ourselves, there's a lot of eyes watching us, man, and people put so much pressure on us without even realizing it, that we, regardless of what we're dealing with in our own lives, man, we're human, bro. We're all going to go through ups and downs. Yeah. People don't care about that, man. They just want to see you perform great every single fight. And, bro, just like any basketball player, people on a team sport, you're going to have good nights playing, you're going to have bad nights. You know what I'm saying? Fighters, we have a team, but when we're into the ring fighting, there is no team. It's just us. It's a one-on-one man sport. So it's like if we're having an off night, we just got to, suck it up and deal with it and get the job done, man. There is nobody else there to pick up our slack, man. So at the end of the day, bro, as long as you get the W, that's all that matters.
Yeah, for sure, bro. I mean, that's what matters, man. Like, I don't know, people they're just kind of like too sucked into social media where they kind of just base your life off of the shit you post, but that's not your life, you just post parts of your shit in on social media, and that's what they don't get, they it's a whole nother story behind like the screen here, behind the phone, you know what I mean?
Well, I think it depends on the person, man. You see me, I've always been an open book, man, and growing up, man, there were certain things as when I was younger, I tried to hide from certain people of what I went through and experienced in my life. And the older that I got, I'm like, man, I'm this big up and coming pro athlete. I'm in a big public and growing public figure. I'm in, and out here and being in media and everything. I'm like, dude, I'm just going to let people see my life for what it is, because at the end of the day, I post everything, almost everything. You guys see a lot on my social media about the things that I overcome, what I go through.
Yeah.
Type of events I'm doing, events with the Army, fighting, training, TV, radio interviews, giving back to the community. I show a lot more than probably most people do. And I think that's what has allowed so many people to be able to support me a lot more. People always call me the people's champ, man, because I've allowed people to share my journey with me.
Yeah, for sure.
Journey for myself. I've allowed other people to experience and join in on my journey, and it's a way for you to connect differently with your fan base, bro.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's definitely a good way of looking at it, or so people can see how you really live and what you're about and all that good stuff. The boxing voice. What up, man? He said, "You eating late, Big Blake?"
I can't see anybody's comments.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the boxing voice. He said, "You eating late, Big Blake? Getting that protein, huh?"
Oh, late. Fuck, man. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So Monday through Friday, I train 5 to 6 hours a day.
Damn.
But Monday, Wednesday, Friday are my hardest days. I do 3 days. I have weights, then I have conditioning. That by far, hour and 20-minute workout. My conditioning coach, Mike Johnson, a playmaker, that'd be my hardest workout. It's only an hour and 20 minutes, but bro, it's an hour and 20 minutes. No more than 30-second rest between workout.
Damn.
Bro, that shit kicks my ass, and I got boxing tonight. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I do 3 days, man. It's my hardest days.
Ooh, damn. Crazy, man. So you work out those 3 days, you work out like 3 times a day. Do you what days do you do sparring?
I usually spar 2 to 3 days a week, so it's usually like a spar Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, or do like Tuesday, Saturday.
Nice, man. Cool, man. I got a few questions for you, bro.
What's up?
So were you born in Sacramento?
Yeah.
Born and raised, huh?
Born and raised. I never left until I joined the military when I was 20 years old.
Yeah.
I almost never didn't move back after the military.
Damn, nice, man. And how was it growing up in Sacramento?
It was cool. My childhood was a lot different than most people. I never had anything growing up. My parents were never around. My parents weren't present. So I grew up making a lot of mistakes early on in life, running the streets. But, you live and learn, bro.
Yeah, that's true, man. That is true. And
I think any city is what you make it. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of people think now that I'm older, people are like, oh, man, Sacramento's boring. Hey, I can't really say for most people, but Sacramento's been dope for me because it's like, bro, no matter what type of event, concert, fight, anything going on in Sacramento, man, it's been awesome because through my platform, I've met and integrated so many people into my circle that, dude, I get to go to anything that I want that comes to the city, man. It's all comped. So I'm like, bro, life for me here is awesome.
Yeah. Last time we went downtown Sacramento, and right there by the Sacramento Kings Stadium, the Golden One Arena. And it just reminded me of like San Francisco, but like a smaller version. But it was nice though. I enjoyed it. It's definitely a nice city, and seems like there's a lot to do there as well.
Everything in life is all about who you know, not what you know, right?
Yeah.
I happen to have crossed paths with a lot of people that run this city, own a lot of big multi-million-dollar companies. So I'm like, I've been blessed enough by the people that I've met, man, to be able to experience everything that the city has.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. That's good. Congrats, bro. At what age did you start boxing, and what got you into boxing?
So I started actually getting into a boxing gym when I was 10 years old. Like I just mentioned, I never had any parents growing up. So because I was running the streets so much and I grew up so poor, I never had anything that I used to get picked on a lot when I was a kid. Mm-hmm. And I used to get suspended from school all the time for fighting. And when I was 10 years old, my mom, she was addicted to pain medication like morphine and Oxycontin and stuff like that. So my mom was pretty much asleep my entire life in bed. So when I kept on getting suspended so much, I just remember my mom taking me and dropping me off at a boxing gym right here in Sacramento when I was 10 years old. And, that was really how my journey began. Man, I walked into the gym and became hooked. But even before that, I grew up in the 90s, bro. The 90s produced some of the greatest fighters that we've ever had in boxing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The 90s. Yeah. I grew up in the heavyweight era. The 90s was all Tyson, George Foreman, Tommy Morrison, Evander Holyfield, Buster Douglas. Like, bro, list goes on, man. Like, I grew up watching all these cats fight. I don't know exactly how old you are, man, but, I was born 87. So in the 90s when we used to watch
89, baby.
I only got you by a couple years. But growing up in the 90s, man, when you grow up hella poor, man, like you always find little ways to get shit free, right? So you remember Black Box in the 90s? Black Box was a way to like steal like free cable and to give pay-per-view and all that.
The Pirate Box. The Pirate Box.
Bro, I remember watching on Black Box all the fights like the Mike Tyson and the pay-per-view fights, man. And bro, Mike Tyson still to this day has always been one of my idols in fighting. The guy,
oh man, he's a fucking beast.
This time, the guy was a legend. I'm like, even though the guy, he was a street cat like myself. You know what I'm saying? Like he grew up in a different environment. So regardless of what people have to say or speculate about him, from the things that he experienced in his personal life, the guy was one hell of a fighter. And ever since the first time I seen that dude fight, bro, I was instantly hooked. Bro, I named my son after Mike Tyson, bro.
Yeah. Damn, man. What do you call him? Caramel baby?
White chocolate, baby.
White chocolate. I saw that post you put. He was getting Valentine's cards from girls and stuff, getting asked out.
Man. I can joke on because all the white girls be trying to chase after my baby. think we had a bad connection for a minute.
Yeah. No, that's all good, man. Now somebody said now it's Android TV box. Yeah, no, I remember that pirate box though. Sometimes like little channels where it was just like squiggly and you couldn't really see the channel.
Hell no, man. Black box came through crystal clear, man. It was stealing cable, bro.
Yeah. Now you can't do that no more. Nowadays, it's all through the internet and stuff. Streaming.
You can, trust and believe, you can still steal cable. I got some friends that work for Comcast. I've had some free cable for a minute.
Oh, nice. There you go, bro. I used to work for Comcast a few years back, but it's all like digital now. You know, unless you know somebody from the actual place where they can like hook you up and all that good stuff, then you're good.
I don't even got cable, man. I never even watch TV. I'm so busy. I'm never home. I leave my house during the week, 7 a.m. I don't get home until 9 o'clock at night.
Oh, man.
I'm too busy to watch TV, man. Hey, bro, I heard the motivational speaker say this to me a long time ago. He used to always tell me, he said, Blake, you know what type of people watch TV? Broke people. And I know it may sound messed up, right? But at the end of the day, bro, think about companies like Rolex, Bugatti, Ferrari, Bentley. Bro, do you ever even remember seeing a TV commercial for one of these companies? More than likely not. Why?
Yeah.
Because they know investing into commercials is a waste of money because people that are watching TV usually can't afford to buy their cars anyway. No, exactly. Being real, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, bro, why would I be spending valuable time that I could be investing into my own personal growth or my life and my career to be able to elevate myself to a certain level, and instead I'm spending a few hours watching TV? I don't got time for that, bro.
Yeah. No, for sure, bro. I mean, do you watch boxing? Do you watch a lot of boxing on TV or not really?
Yeah, I do, but bro, honestly, man, like tonight, the top ranked fights. I was watching Michaela Mayer and all them cats fight tonight. I was watching it in the gym training.
Oh shit, that's good. Yeah, that's
so you know what I'm saying? If I'm watching TV, it's while I'm in the gym working out, or I'll pull things up on my phone. Dude, we live in a social media world. Everything you can view on the internet or social media now, and everything is at the control of our fingers, man. So you can do so much on your phone. I'm always on my phone watching fights.
Yeah, there you go. Lalo's boxing. Lalo, what up, man? Lalo says, what's up?
What's up, Lalo?
Yeah, man, but you're right, man. I don't know who was talking about saying that, like, back in the day, I mean, the only way they can watch study fighters was from VHS, old tape, stuff like that. Mike Tyson was talking about with Joe Rogan. I don't know if you saw that interview. It was pretty good. But yeah, now you got it on YouTube, you got it on your phone, and it's crazy the technology that we got nowadays,
Yeah. Bro, Mike Tyson, I've seen videos, it's even in his documentary. Bro, he used to watch old fights and footage on a projector screen on like an old
Customato was I want to hook them up.
Yeah, bro, it was like an old like cassette type movie tape, man. Like it was crazy. I don't even know what you call it.
Yeah, it's like the ones that they use for movies. It's like you said, it's like a round movie film.
Yeah, it was like
it just projects it. Yeah. Old school. That's old school for sure, bro. Do you want your son boxing, or what route do you want him to take in life?
I want him to take whatever route he wants to take. The thing is I didn't start boxing until I was 10. We just talked about my story, but my son, I got out of the Army December 2010. I had moved back to Sacramento the end of January of 2011. So my son was literally like 2 months old, and he's been born and raised in the gym. When my son was so young, I used to bring him to the gym with me every single day in a car seat, and I would bring him whenever I start off jump roping. Boom, he's sitting right there. I'm jump roping or hitting the bag or the speed bag doubling. He was sitting there watching me like before he could even talk, bro. This is all my son has ever seen or been around was and fighting, bro. So he actually starts competing by April or May this year. He'll start fighting in the amateurs, and it's dope, man. I'm looking forward to it. He's a great little athlete. Like I said, he's when I was his age, I didn't know how to fight as good as he did. He's learned a lot just by watching me over the years. And a lot of kids are, as a parent, bro, we don't give our kids enough credit sometimes, man. And kids are so intelligent. They pick up so much based off what they see. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
There's a lot of times I'm doing certain things, I don't think my son's paying attention, and then I'll see him, do certain things in the gym. I'm like, damn, bro, he was paying attention even when I wasn't, realizing it, bro. So kids are very smart, man, and sometimes we don't give them enough credit based on the things that they adapt and pick up on. But he's gonna have a bright future, man, if he sticks with it.
No, that's very true, man. Like the kids, you think that sometimes they're not looking or they're not paying attention, but they are. They're watching you.
Yeah.
Somebody asked, who's asking? I don't know if you want to answer some questions. So you said you can't see the comments?
No, I can see when they pop up. Oh, there we go. I can see them now.
We got some the boxing boys. Any plans to fight Tabiti, the other beast?
You already know. Hey, man, I just came back from Vegas. Check this out, man. I didn't get a picture with him, but Floyd Mayweather Sr. came and showed up at the gym that I was at. They said to check it out. My opinion, bro, I voiced and put so much on the social media. I think they knew I was going to be in town. Tabiti and I went viral all over the internet, a couple times talking about fighting. Best believe Tabiti and I will definitely be seeing each other probably later this year, early next year. The beast versus the beast, baby. There can only be one. What I can tell you is he sure as hell ain't it.
Skills Ferguson, I asked it. Okay, my bad, bro. Skills Ferguson, I guess asked that question first. Either way, it got answered. King Pete 97 asking about the infantry. He just said infantry, didn't really specify a question.
Yeah, so when I was in the Army, I was infantry. I was a saw gunner. I was a machine gunner. I was in a mounted unit at a first. I was part of First Cavalry Division at Fort Hood, Texas. And anybody that knows about First Cav is one of the most rapid deploying units in any branch of the military. So they deploy every single year. And that's who I was with when I deployed overseas. But I was infantry. That was my job when I was in the Army. And, it was definitely a learning experience, man. I enjoyed it.
Nice, man. No, go ahead.
No, I seen a guy put the MOS. So infantry is 11 Bravo, man. So everything in the military usually has to do with numbers and a letter, that classify your job.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Do you want to talk to? I know you were posting about the octagon boxing. You want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, man. So I just signed a couple-year contract to start doing this new invented thing that this promoter started in Vegas. It's professional boxing, but instead of the conventional boxing ring, it's going to be in like an octagon cage, like a UFC ring. But the whole reason why I signed the contract was, if it was just going to be an exhibition fight, I wouldn't have signed the contract. I would have been on a fight-to-fight basis. But the fights are going to be under ABC boxing rules, so the fights will go on my box rec. And as of right now, Vegas or Nevada is the only state and city to approve it with the athletic commission. So when I was out in Vegas, that was the whole point of my visit, was to go out there and train. I did 6 hard rounds of sparring in front of the athletic commission for them to finally see it, up close. I had Tony Weeks, Robert Byrd, and Kenny Bayless. They all refereed 2 rounds each of my sparring. Pretty much after my visit there, I helped the promoter get it solidified and approved with the athletic commission. So, I seen somebody put BKB. So BKB actually, BKB I think actually went bankrupt. They went out of business. But me fighting for the ICB is International Championship Boxing. That's the promoter and the organization that I signed with. So it's all going to be, again, ABC boxing rules. it will go on my box rec, but instead of it being in a ring in Vegas, it will be in an octagon in a UFC cage. But again, it all goes down on my box rec. So, so all the fights are still going to count. But it's different than BKB. BKB was like in a circular, just like a circle, and it had just like platforms all the way around. And if you stepped outside the platforms, it was considered a knockdown.
Oh, damn. Now, is there any other kind of special rules considering there's a cage, like clinching, all that good stuff, or
like I said, it's all, boxing? Everything in professional boxing goes by ABC rules. So even though it is in a cage, there will be no like pushing off of the cage, no Superman punches, nothing. Whatever you're used to seeing in a conventional boxing ring is the same thing you're going to see in the cage. There might be, because it is a cage, people that try to do certain things, but they'll get penalized for it if they do.
Yeah.
So, the rules are very plain and simple. Do everything that you would normally in a boxing ring. The only thing is now we're just changing the environment that we're fighting. Instead of being in a ring, we're in an octagon. At the end of the day, it's only going to play to my benefit. Cats can't run and bounce off the ropes from me no more. Because, being in the cage, you can't really bounce off of the cage, homie. After
you can't.
Time spawn in a cage. And, bro, after doing that, I'm like, you can't bounce and slingshot off the ropes like most cats do, like hurt or whatever. When you're hurt, you got one of two options. You better keep on moving or you better fight back. But you got to do one or two, because if you stop, you can't slip off of the cage like you could a normal rope, man. You get stuck there. You know what I mean? And if someone gets stuck on the cage when I'm hitting them, it's going to be bad news, bro.
Ain't nowhere to go, huh?
Nowhere to go. No more running. No. Man, if you ever seen any of my fights, man, all these cats, man, they try to test me. Then once they feel my power, they run in the entire fight.
Yeah. I was there live, man, ringside when in Stockton, man. I didn't go nowhere for the whole fights, bro. I don't know how long. It was probably 5 hours, 6 hours. I don't even think I took a bathroom break. I was just there the whole time, bro, taking pictures. I was like, man, these fights are good. I ain't going nowhere.
Fights that I've had the last year too, man, like we talked about a little while ago, I'm just coming back from tearing both of my biceps. So agility, my power, my punch count, all that stuff, it restricted me a lot because I was still healing through my injuries. But now I'm finally at a point physically and mentally to where I've overcome a lot of these kinks, man. My body has finally had appropriate time to heal. And I've been doing a lot of exercise to strengthen my biceps. So, everything's going to be coming back, man. My first 6 fights, I had 5 knockouts. My last 5 fights, I only had 1 knockout. I was not trying to hit as hard as I could because in the back of my mind, I was afraid of having those recurrent injuries. Then on top of that, the fight you were talking about, a lot of people didn't know, but if you rethink about that fight, I wasn't really throwing right hands. And the reason being was the week of my fight, my last sparring session, the weekend before my fight, I broke my thumb. And I ended up doing the fight anyway. So if you remember the fight, I was mainly only fighting with my left hand. And the dude was on a treadmill, bro. He was running the entire fight.
Yeah.
Man, I've the last, like I said, year or so, I've just been overcoming, a few injuries, man. And now that I'm back, these cats don't even realize what they're in store for, man, when I get back in the ring.
Yeah, nice, man.
Somebody said something about bare knuckle boxing. No, I would never do that.
Bare knuckle boxing?
There ain't no money in it.
BKB was doing that for a little bit. I remember they had these gloves that just had the knuckles, and then they changed it to regular. I think it was 4-ounce gloves.
Really?
But like you said, they went bankrupt or something happened.
BKB went out of business, man. I heard that they went bankrupt, but I don't want to speculate. I don't know exactly what happened, but I just know that they went out of business.
Yeah, because they didn't have an octagon or nothing. It was more like a pit.
It was just a circle with elevated ramps.
Yeah, exactly. It was caved in, and then you just go around in circles, and
that was kind of weird. You even remember BKB, cats were forced to fight more because there was no leaning on ropes, leaning on a cage, running. If you stepped outside the circle, it counted at an 8-count knockdown, and you were penalized a point. So I'm like, the UFC or the octagon cage is going to be the same thing, man. BKB forced people to fight.
Yeah.
The octagon is going to do the same thing, man.
Yeah, that's probably why they made that. They want to see some knockouts. They want to see some entertainment, and which is good. I mean, entertain the people.
At the end of the day, man, all of us fighters nowadays are considered modern day gladiators, bro. We're getting in there. A lot of times, I don't feel like a lot of fighters necessarily get enough credit, bro. Like, a lot of people don't realize, man, how much time and devotion and sacrifice it takes to be a professional fighter. We're putting our lives on the line to pursue a dream and pursue a better life, and to put on, a show for spectators and fans around the world, man. You and I both know most people can't last 1 3-minute round fighting.
Nope.
And we doing that shit for a living, bro. There's so much that goes on behind the scenes. The fight is one in your training.
Yeah.
The fight,
exactly.
Fight night is just to showcase your talent and to be able to put on a show for everything that you perfected and learned in the ring. You know what I'm saying? But the fight's one in your training.
Exactly, man. I mean, like, people can run and lift weights all you want, but if you ain't sparring, I think sparring is where you really get your conditioning, because you're using a lot of muscles that you usually don't use when you're, moving away.
Well, sparring is just like a fight, bro. The only thing is you're fighting with headgear and bigger ounce gloves. We always spar with 16-ounce gloves, but I see so many fighters, man. They do all this little fancy shit with the mitt work. I'm like, bro, you don't ever see a cat fight like that. That shit looks good. Don't get me wrong. It looks good for camera. Looks good to post on social media.
But you ain't gonna use that shit in the fight.
You ain't doing that shit in the fight. So when I was in the military, bro, we always had the saying, train how you fight. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Train hard.
Memory, bro. So when I'm in the ring, I'm not trying to do this slick shit. I might do little shit every now and then just to warm up and the bullshit. But at the end of the day, bro, you got to train how you fight. It's all muscle memory. So I see so many cats look so great hitting to mitts, jump roping, bag work. Okay, that's great. But you see them on fight night and they look like shit and they take an L. Hey, all that fancy stuff might look good on social media, but now you took an L in your pro career, and there ain't nothing good about that.
Nope. That's fucking true, bro. 100 right there, man. Damn, man. Is there anybody you want to call out besides Tabiti?
It's not even necessarily calling out, man. Like, bro, this is a business, right? And it's like, Tabiti, look, man, I don't have no ill will against Tabiti. The guy could be, probably one of the nicest guys in the world. I'm not a person to sit here and to try to bash and to talk shit about people. At the end of the day, we're less than 1% of people that are willing to suck it up and get in the ring to do what we need to do to provide for our family and to make a living. You know? So I don't have any.
Oh, having some technical difficulties.